Hi, so I'm revisiting this topic on the myth of talent because it just keeps popping up, even among people who have drawing ability. I've found that there is this notion that if somebody has better skills than you, that they're somehow it's easier for them to draw, and it was easier for them to get to the level that they're at, which is not really the case. So I'm going to talk about this in figure drawing right now. Hi, my name is Luis Escobar. I'm a storyboard artist on the Simpsons television show. I've been working on the show for over 20 years now. And I go to figure drawing every week, at least I try to. I tend to go to figure drawing at minimum at least twice a month, but often I go once a week, so 4 times a week. And I've missed out on figure drawing maybe for a year or two, but for the most part, I've gone to figure drawing every single year since I discovered that I needed to go to figure drawing in order to improve, in order to even get a job on in animation. Once upon a time, figure drawing was the portfolio that you would present in order to get work in the animation industry. This is not the case now, but at the time that I went into the animation industry, they wouldn't, they didn't want to see cartoons, they didn't want to see your designs, they didn't want to see any concept art, none of that stuff. All they wanted to do, all they wanted was a portfolio full of figure drawing just to see that you can draw, because once if you were good enough to figure draw well, they could train you to do anything else. So I've been figure drawing ever since, and even though I got hired and now I've been working on in the animation industry for over 20 years, I still go to figure drawing. In fact, once I got hired, I really went into figure drawing head first and just took classes among classes among classes. I've taken a lot of figure drawing classes under at least 10 different figure drawing teachers, and each figure drawing teacher teaches a little bit different. Some teachers taught something so different that I rebelled against it for a long time, and then finally gave in, learned what they taught, and discovered that there was no reason for me to rebel against what they were teaching. It was a different approach. It improved my drawings. It changed the way I thought about things. And so the way I draw is an amalgam of all the different figure drawing teachers and different figure drawing classes that I've taken over the years. So let me just talk really quickly about progression, talent, hard work, by showing you examples of where I'm at now and where I started from. So figure drawing here, I'm going to show you here on the screen is these are my figure drawings today. Now these are done with a ballpoint pen, and these are charcoal pencils on newsprint. These are 2-minute drawings. These are 5 minutes. 5 minutes again. This is gel pen and brush pen. I'm just using a brush in here for these. These are 5 minutes, I believe. These are gesture drawings. These are 2 minutes. These are possibly 2 and 5 minutes. These are 2 and 5 minutes. And so these are where I'm at right now. These are my current figure drawings. And like I said, I've been figure drawing for a long time. But this is not where I started. Now, when you look at these drawings, you may say, oh, wow, these are good. Or maybe you think they're terrible. But the point is that it took me a while to get used to these things, to be able to figure draw so that I can get at least where I'm at today. I'm not going to say that it's easy for me to figure draw still. After over 20 years of figure drawing, it's still challenging. It still kicks my butt. It's still really, really difficult. I'm not making things up when I draw figure drawing. I'm trying to draw what I see, probably enhance it. I've seen a lot of artists just kind of use the figure drawing model up there as a guide, and then they just do their own thing. I'm not one of those people. I want to try to capture what I see and learn from what I see. So just to show you where I came from, I'm now going to show you the very first figure drawing pad that I ever drew. I kept it because, not because I wanted to show it off in a video 20 years later, but because I thought that I would keep a record as to where I came from at the time. This is my figure drawing, my very first figure drawing class ever, when I was a teenager, when I was 18 years old. And this is the artwork that I did at the time. So here's my first gesture drawing right here. And it's a big scribbly mess. This is the teacher's drawing, trying to help me see what I was doing wrong. So these are my figure drawings. These are, I believe, 30 seconds, maybe a minute. So as you can see, if they're a minute or even 2 minutes long, compared to what I'm doing now, these are just kind of terrible. And then there's this. I'm trying to simplify here. This is the teacher. He was giving us an example of what he wanted. I don't know if you can see that. But here is my attempt here, and here's more of me trying to simplify and trying to capture the figure. So, as you can see from, here it is again, here's more of me trying to simplify. Here's me attempting a longer pose. I believe this is maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And look how insecure the lines are. Look, at least I think I got some of the proportions-ish. But, you know, you've got it's really insecure, really scribbly stuff here. This is me again. Just kind of a weird stick figure, kind of a mess. Here it is again. So, not exactly raw talent here. The shoulders are falling apart here. They're not. Like I couldn't even get this down, you know, like just got a scribble down here. This is probably like a 10 to 20 minute drawing, and it's pretty awful. There's the teacher explaining what I was doing wrong. And here I am again trying to do some kind of a gesture drawing in here. And again, these are probably 1 minute to 30 seconds. This is all I can get down. Yeah, these are pretty bad. So these are my figure drawings. This is where I started, okay? Here we are, some more. Some gesture drawings. Gesture. They're pretty awful. This is me trying to draw something solid in here, and it's not very solid at all. It's just kind of all over the place. It's wobbly, it's wiggly, and it's not constructed. There's no solidity in it whatsoever. See, it's all wobbly, like I just can't. I'm trying to draw something solid, but I can't. It's just, I get the Michelin Man thing going. Ugh. Okay, so that was like a 5-minute maybe. And again, so now what you see here is my 5-minute drawings here. And so these are 5 minutes. These are like 2 minutes. So again, that's where I started. You just saw where I started, and this is where I am at now. And notice here in this drawing, see, this is my lay-ins now, right here. You can see it clearly. And they're a lot more confident. And I mean, I was doing it with gel pen, you know, as opposed to this, you know, like it's that I've gotten a little better, a little bit in the 20 years. So it's not, I didn't just, oh, look how talented. Look how naturally talented I am. Look at the natural talent. You can tell that I'm going to be able to draw really well someday, maybe. No, you can't. It's terrible. Look at this. What the? Look. Okay, so I'm showing you this because I'm trying to break this notion that because you see the end result of somebody's art, that there wasn't a progression, that that they just like landed there at the end. No, it happened in small spurts. Like that drawing pad is terrible. It's got some really bad drawings in there. And there's a little bit of, hey, maybe there's a little something, you know, like some of those 10-minute drawings looked a little bit more solid, even though they were still like really insecure and really ugly, but at least some of the proportions were getting there, you know. But overall, the artwork in that drawing pad was a big struggle. And that, again, I haven't stopped struggling. I'm showing you some of the things that that I'm proud of, like some of the figure drawings that I'm proud of. But there's sketchbooks full of figure drawings that I'm not proud of. There's more. Like I'm only showing you 5 pages because I'm not proud of the hundreds of pages that I don't like. Out of those hundreds of pages, I like 5. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not like there isn't work put there. Okay? There's work. You have to put in the mileage. You got to put in the work. You got to struggle. You got to fight. And you got to learn. So it's just not given to you. And to assume that it is to kind of downplay the fact that is to downplay the struggle and the work that the artist put into getting better. To just say, oh, you're just naturally good at it. That isn't necessarily the case. Nobody tells the people that don't have a natural affinity for math, oh, you're just not naturally talented at math, don't have to do math. But for some reason, when it comes to drawing, everybody does that. Everybody goes, oh, you're not naturally, if you don't have a natural affinity towards it, so therefore you're not talented, you don't have to do it. Everybody, just because you have a small affinity to it doesn't necessarily mean that therefore you can't do it. It just means that you're just going to have to put a little bit more work than somebody else. In the same way that I had to put more work in doing my math than the people who are able to pick it up faster. Okay? But I still know how to do math. So no, I wasn't able to get away with, I'm not naturally talented at math, therefore I can't do it, so I don't have to do it. Nobody let me get away with that. I wish they did. Because I hate math. I hated doing the math. But I did it, and now I know it. In the same way with drawing. Some people may be able to pick it up faster than others, but that does not necessarily mean that you can't pick it up and do it yourself either. Okay? That doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do it yourself. And the same way goes to writing your name, writing sentences. Some people are able to write their words better than others. You know, have better natural handwriting and et cetera, et cetera. But everybody had to learn how to write. Nobody was just like, oh, well, you're naturally talented at drawing letters and words. And you're not, so you don't have to learn how to write. So that's kind of where I'm coming from here. Don't give that excuse that, oh, you're naturally talented, therefore I'm not going to try. That's just an excuse. Okay? So you saw that raw talent was not my thing. Could I get it sometimes? Yes. Most of the time, it was terrible. So that's all I got to say about that. But thanks for watching my video, and I hope that has been helpful. If you found this video valuable, I would like to encourage you to return value for value by becoming one of my patrons over on Patreon. Not only will you encourage me to continue making informative videos that are useful to you, but you get extra perks too. For only a small investment of $1 a month, you can get all new videos I create months before anyone else gets to see it. Also, if you have any questions you'd like me to answer as a patron, you get priority and I answer your questions first. On top of that, when you're a patron at any level, you become part of a raffle where I send original art via mail to the winner of that month. The higher your tier, the better your opportunity to win. Higher tier patrons also get access to any art I do in high-res JPEGs and also full access to PSD files to any work I do, including the PSD files of these videos. Currently, there's a huge backlog of downloadable files you can get, so right away you're going to get quite a lot of bang for your buck. And the more patrons I get, the better these videos will get. The more content I can produce. In other words, the more you benefit. Please consider becoming a patron. Thanks. The link to my Patreon is on the screen and in the description of this video. And I will see you next time. All right, bye.